they rejected him and he was about to go home. Now he gonna come back to good old Tolu. Okay? He gonna cry. Alright? He gonna get his little tears on. And then Tolu gonna comfort him. Like the Holy Spirit, Tolu gonna be the comforter. Now I'm not gonna say you a boo-boo the fool, because I would never do that. But I'm saying if this is boo-boo the fool, it's giving adjacent. It's giving boo-boo the fool adjacent. This baby is crying, but it's letting you know that dang, like, I done messed up already. Girl, leave. Hello, welcome back to Bennystake. I'm your girl Benny, and today I'm super duper excited to bring you guys another video. You know, we're gonna be talking a little bit on the lines of reality TV, because I got some things to say. As far as Ultimatum, matter of fact, let's just get into the Ultimatum first. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. You know what I'm saying? Let it do what it do. I'm on a journey to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And the way my projection is going, let me not speak negativity over my life, but I don't know how it's giving. By the way, I have on a dress, you know, the dress from the Janae collection. I don't want y'all Sadducees and Pharisees coming for me. I got on a dress. It's just, you could wear it like this, but I low-key be liking it. You know, I like it kind of down. But for the sake of the video, let me just try to keep it up so, you know, some of y'all not coming for my neck. But when it comes to the Ultimatum, I felt like the review gave us nothing. Like, comment down below, let me know what you thought about the review. Kanye's apology was like, of all the things you did, that's what you apologize for? Like, to me, it just wasn't giving. And now, mind you, I'm not out here trying to be like, oh, you know, let's crucify her or whatever the case is. But my God, you did a whole lot. The only thing she took accountability for was for fat shaming Caesar. And I was just kind of like, of all the things, like, you was insulting, you know, you was insulting Kateko. You was insulting everybody. You was demeaning everybody. You were rude to pretty much everybody. That's the only thing you felt like you could take accountability for. To me, that did not make any sense. And comment down below, let me know. Do you feel like the hole should have poked a little bit more? Because I feel like they really didn't do nothing. They gave us nothing. And then on top of that, come to find out, Kanye and Kateko, they have a baby now. And so everything about that was just kind of like, nah, you. Because the last time I checked, you was out here crucifying our good sister Ruth. You know what I'm saying? You was out here letting her know how cheap she was for having slept with Lebo. The devil is a lie. You had a lot to say. But for you to be out here with a child, you know what I'm saying, with the man that promised you a promise ring for the promises of the proposal that he ain't proposed to you, even though you don't give him an ultimatum, that to me is just kind of like, man, you were the last person that should have been talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that was just kind of like, dang. And then on Kateko's side, like, bro, like, what else does she have to do? I low-key felt bad for him, because I feel like sometimes people in abusive relationships, they just don't know how to live. You know, we've seen women stay with men who have gave them nothing and a half. I am very convinced that this baby is just in an abusive relationship and he just doesn't know how to get out of it. Because he sat there, he was apologizing to her. And I'm like, what you done did? What did you do that you had to be the one apologizing? Sir. Again, even at the reunion, I'm like, your testicles are still missing. You know? Grow the testicles and leave. But then again, I have to be sensitive to that, because honestly, that's an abusive relationship. And most people, I watched the show, but it said that most people, it takes them at least 9 times before they leave an abusive relationship. And it's sad because when it comes to men, a lot of people don't think men can be in abusive relationship. A lot of people don't think women can be abusive to men. A lot of people just think that abuse sometimes can go one way. And sometimes people think abuse just means physical. But emotional abuse is real. You know, financial abuse is real. Verbal abuse is real. You know, all, like, it's just emotionally you have abused and manipulated that man. Verbally you've done the same, and even physically we saw you throwing drinks at him and doing all that in the third. And so for him to sit there and be the one apologizing to you and defending you, and I'm just kind of like, bruh, what is that kindoki toni yango ni? Is that kindoki a family toni? Is this witch? Is this marine spirits? Because I was just kind of like, I'm confused as to what is going on. So that was that. And then come to find out, Lebo and Nola, you know, Lebo and Nola had dated, you know, post the show. And then Lebo gonna do a whole spiel of like, oh, I'm finna break up with him now. I'm finna break up with him in front of all y'all. Girl, you know you're not leaving that man. Let's be for real. You know good and well you is not leaving that man. You watch the show, okay, and you low-key looked crazy, okay? It was giving crackhead undertone, okay? And so you decided to go ahead and save yourself a little bit and be like, nah, I'm finna stand up. Girl, you was gonna be with that man again, okay? You was gonna be with that man again. Comment down below and let me know, did you guys believe that? Because it just felt unbelievable. It felt to me like, I don't know, just like a way to save face, you know, so that in the public it can seem as though like she stood up for herself, you know, she left this man who was cheating, who was not being, you know, I guess not even cheating, because again they went on this experiment, but this man who really didn't want her. But I don't think the two of them really ended things. But comment down below and let me know. And then come to find out, Isaac, okay, with a penis the size of a mustard seed, was out here communicating and contacting and out here advising our good sister Lebo. Why? Isaac, why? Because how you gonna advise people on things that you don't know how to practice? How you gonna tell somebody that they deserve better when you had an option to give somebody better, you give them nothing and a half? How? If you don't sit down, if you don't find you a stadium and have several seats, sir, that was out of pocket. And some people are saying maybe something was going on between the two of them. Absolutely not. If something is going on between Lebo and Isaac, I'm afraid we may have to check the location of Lebo's brain, because there's no way it's attached to your head. For you to have seen who Isaac was and how he showed up and be like, oh, it's finna be me that he gonna treat better. Girl, that's like you jumping from vendor to fisherman. What's the difference? You leaving nothing and a half for negative nothing and a half, and together it's just not making any sense to me. So that part of the reunion was also weird. I was just kind of like, okay. And then he was like defending, like, you know, that's like my sister, you know, I just give advice. And then he was cheering for her for leaving. And I was just kind of like, you don't care about that baby. If she gave you the chance, you would want to cross the vaginal canal, although you would not go very far because of your un poquito. Okay, Isaac, please. My brother, my Congolese brother, sit down. Okay? And then what's his name, Lindile and Sizakele, they still haven't gotten married. So I'm just kind of like, what was the point of the ultimatum? Because he gonna talk about, like, you know, you gotta save up money, you gotta do things with the family and all that stuff. Yes, naturally that's how things progress. Why did you issue the ultimatum even though you knew you ain't had the funds, okay, you ain't had no money? You ain't had the money for the lobola, for the dowry, and all of the things that count for your traditions. You ain't had the money. Why did you issue the ultimatum? What was the reason other than to hit my screen with some BS? Lindile, what is this? They still have not gotten married. It's been a year. What was the reason for the ultimatum other than to waste our time? So that gave nothing and a half again, okay? And then we had Genesis and Tabby. Yeah, so we had Genesis and Tabby, and the two of them, they've still not gotten married because apparently the money was an issue. Aiden and Courtney also have not gotten married. So I'm just kind of like, why were y'all issuing the ultimatums that y'all could not back up with nothing? It just was weird. The whole reunion was weird. Everybody was like mad kind and mad just like accommodating to Kanye. She did not receive as much backlash as I was hoping, you know, she would receive, at least at the reunion, with everybody sitting down. She wasn't asked all the right questions. You know, I felt like the hosts, they just really gave us nothing. Honestly, they were too peaceful. They were too peaceful with the whole reunion, and like the audience, we wanted to know like what happened. I'm not saying go look for a mess, but ask the questions. Ask the correct questions. So all of it was just kind of like, okay. I watched and I was like, okay, now what? Ruth was glowing, you know, she's dating a man, you know, she's living her best life as she should, okay? And then Nola had this whole scene when Labor and broke up with him. He was trying to run away, you know, to get a second, and then Genesis went and advised him, like, you're not saying life is short, this, that, and that. I'm like, come on. You is a grown man, okay? You is a grown man. Get off my screen. Somebody should have let that baby live. Y'all, the camera died again, but we already know that. My camera says dying on me. Someday I'm gonna get it together. But like I was saying, like it just wasn't giving nothing. There was the reunion, literally we could have done without. Because I feel like TikTok and like social media gave us more than the reunion did. So I was just kind of like, okay, for what the show was, all the mess and all the drama, the reunion was just kind of like, you know, good for you. You know, good for those of you that are still together. Good for those of you that are pretending y'all are still together. Good for those of you that are pretending y'all are breaking up for real, to the new parents. Good for y'all. But it was just kind of like nothing and a half. Next. Get off my screen, like next. So then I want to talk about The Perfect Match on Netflix. If you guys watched that, I haven't watched the first season. I just watched the second season, and oh my gosh, this show is a mess. Like literally, this show is a mess. I finished as much as I could. I don't know if the new episodes have come out yet, but I've watched everything that Netflix had rolled out. And y'all, here's what I'm gonna say. When it comes to a lot of these dating spaces, Black women, I need y'all to realize that when y'all go on these shows, 90% of the times, you are not the preference. You are not the person that people are going there trying to woo. Let's keep it a buck. Not that Black people are not deserving of love. Black people are deserving of love. Black people are deserving, Black women are deserving of all the admiration, because Black women are the, like, we are just like the originator of so many different things. All of the swags, all of the vibes, the beauty, everything in between. Black women are just like chef's kiss. However, comma period. So what I've noticed when it comes to a lot of these dating shows is that there's a particular preference that a lot of these candidates are going for that sadly just isn't Black women's. So when y'all are going on these shows, I really want y'all to be a little bit more selfish, and I really want y'all to go in and be like, I'm finna have me a good time, okay? Meet some people, get my key, okay? If there's gonna be any visibility like with social media or any kind of like fame that can come from it, or if there's any like money that can come from it, I want y'all to go into these experiences with that in mind, instead of being like, oh, I'm finna find my Boaz, you know? Because for Tolu, like it really broke my heart, but for Tolu to literally be the last option and the last resort for all of the men, Black, white, and everybody in between, that was just kind of like, dang, that woman is gorgeous. She is funny. She has a personality. She's very kind. Like you can tell by the way she interacts with the other castmates. She's very kind. She's very just like genuine and very open. But so you watch her literally be the last option for dudes who are not even of her caliber. You know what I'm saying? We had Easy from Love is Blind. If y'all remember that original scene when he came and started talking to Micah, and then eventually he ended up being paired with Tolu, but he only got paired with Tolu because Micah did not want him. Let's keep it a buck. And then here came Dom, who, by the way, like, who is doing the wardrobe for Dom? That's what we need to have answers for. Who is doing the wardrobe for Dom? Is it Bartimaeus? Okay? Is it our good brother Bartimaeus that's doing the wardrobe for Dom? Because ain't no way somebody's putting him into those clothes, okay? And then not seeing what the clothes are looking like after the clothes have been put on Dom's body. It has to be Bartimaeus before Jesus done healed him of blindness. Because ain't nobody with good eyesight, okay, gonna put that baby in those clothes and think that that baby ate. If you ate tofu, okay? If you ate tofu with that outfit. But for us to even have Dom, okay, who Tolu was praising. Tolu was praising this man, praising their date, praising their connection. But we literally watched this man pull up in the crib, use Tolu, okay, as a way to stay in the show and in the house. Only to turn around and act like Tolu had him on a leash and Tolu was begging him to be with her. As soon as he had the option, he went for another person. Nobody on that entire cast wanted Tolu. Not that Tolu is not desirable. She got body, she got brains, she got jokes, she got personality, she got kindness, she got confidence. She had everything. But like she wasn't the preference. She really was not. And so you watch literally everybody coming to the house. People only talked to her, you know, to want to stay in the house. That was Dom. As soon as he could, he went ahead trying to find and get together with Alara. And when Alara would not give him the time of day, guess what he did? Went back to Tolu and then started treating Tolu as if Tolu was yesterday's bread. My sister, you are fresh bread. You are fresh, soft, pillowy bread. But Dom treated you like you was yesterday's bread and you sat there. You really sat there praising this man and praising the connection. And I'm just kind of like, these men are not here to choose you. That's a harsh reality. These men are not here to choose you. You are beautiful, you are kind, you is important, you is smart, you is gorgeous, you is all of those things, but you are just not who these men are looking for. And so I want the black women who are watching these and who are interested in going on these shows, go there for the keys. Go there, have you a good time, okay? And I'm not saying it's impossible for people to, like, you know, find their love and find their mate. I'm not saying that. We've seen, we've seen Lauren, you know, who has found, like, you know, a beautiful love story with Cameron. We have seen, who else have we seen? We've seen, like, Tiffany with Brett in Love is Blind. Those are only, literally, those are the two examples I can think of. At least when it comes to, like, some of these big dating shows. For the most part, a lot of these people, they're not preferring black women, honestly. But guess what? There are so many people in the world, black, white, Asian, and everybody in between, that prefers y'all, that prefers us, okay? That would do anything to have them some black woman by their side. There's so many people that prefer y'all, but unfortunately on these here shows, on these Netflix and on these, you know, whatchamacallit, OWN and all these different podcasts, like a lot of these people, they're making it clear that they do not want black women like that. So they're putting y'all as a cast just to get played with, and y'all are sitting there being willingly played with instead of just like realizing what the game is and acting accordingly. I'll give you a perfect example. Melinda is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Melinda went in there knowing good and well everybody in that cast was giving nothing and a half. She knew everybody in that entire house, okay, was not serious, was not there to find the love. They was not there to find nothing. And guess what she did? She came there, gave some mess, gave some kiki, gave somebody, had her good time, stirred the pot, and then left. Because then you have Chris, and this man, they keep calling him like Prince Charming. Even him, when he broke up with the woman that he came in here with, and nobody wanted him, he literally partnered with, what's that girl's name? The one that was with Harry first. I'm forgetting her name. But he literally partnered with somebody that he knew there was no romantic interest with whatsoever before he could try his shot with Tolu. When that girl that he partnered with, Elise, when Elise decided to go ahead and find her another connection or another match, guess what Chris did? Came looking for Tolu. He came looking for Tolu. And he was fine with Tolu when he was given another option, also a black woman. Because to him it was like, why am I going to leave the black woman that I have for another black woman? I must stick beside her. That was the only time. But when he had the option of the white women's, that all of them are coming in there for, the blondes, I don't know. When he had that as an option, he literally made it clear that he did not want to be with Tolu, that his connection with Tolu was not all that great. No, you used her to get you a stay in the house, okay, until you could find you somebody that you really want. And it wasn't Melinda, because Melinda is yet another black person. Why would you go from vendor to fisherman? And I want to be clear, I'm not at all saying that these women are not deserving of love, that these women are not deserving of all things great. But I'm saying these dating shows, the caliber of men that are being picked for these dating shows, a lot of their preferences are not us, okay? Because I was looking at Tolu like, girl, are you blind? Every time you turned around on her, she was like, the connection is amazing. Everybody that she got with, she just kept praising the connection. And I'm like, are you seeing where are you seeing the connection? Because as I'm calculating, there is no Wi-Fi. The connection was disconnected in the beginning. In the beginning, the connection was disconnected, Tolu. What are you talking about? These not the spaces for y'all. And so you had him denying over like the last episodes when all the women came back together, and then all the men and all the people that had been inside of the house kind of came together. You literally watched him make a pass at this girl. What's her name? Not Zanti, the other one. The other girl, I'm forgetting her name. But you literally watched him make a pass at her and then deny it. Deny it. And so at the end, you see him literally gaslight her. You had Chris, who was sitting there talking about literally nothing, almost like blaming her. Let's just go ahead and pull up what I'm talking about. That little scene between the two of them towards like the last episode, that made no sense to me, but she sat there and took it.
You okay?
No, it's just like all the pressure and like.
Tata.
Dude, I never cry. I cry with like cute movies. Don't feel the need to masturbate because of this, please.
I literally came up because, Chris, I have genuine feelings for you. Like, I can't stop thinking about you, but at the same time, it hurts.
I know.
To hear like that you've kind of painted me as just like a last resort. Shit, no.
You are naming it as a last resort. You are naming it as a last resort. Why is this white man crying? Why is this white man literally crying? And then you are the one consoling this man. Mind you, When you women were paired with all the men, you maintain that Chris and I are solid. We go together real bad. Me and him are one. Okay? Me and him together. Like this together. That's how you portrayed him. But he was there over at the beach and the pool, disrespecting you, literally telling the other women how you have been all over him, how it's because of you that he hasn't been able to explore, that he really wants another try with other white women. And when that girl told you, you knew in your heart because you were saying it right now. When that other girl told you, you came here and now you are consoling him. Why? This is manipulation. Let's go ahead and take a listen, because this is just like, oh my God.
Look at you, like even amongst the plethora of choices, I still want to choose you, but I don't want to.
Are you blind? In a plethora of choices, I will still choose you, my sister. Tolu, in a plethora of choices, you will still choose Chris.
Somebody that doesn't want to choose me.
I know. Like, I know that I want to be with you, but like, if you've heard enough to where in your head you don't think you should be with me because of every fucked up shit that I've said, that you should do what's right for you.
If you know in your heart that you don't want to be with me because of all the effed up things that I've said, then you should follow your heart. That's not giving a man that's like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. I really should never have talked to any other woman. Tolu really is my perfect partner. Tolu really is my perfect match. She's amazing. She's beyond beautiful. That baby is literally telling you like, I done messed up, girl, leave. But he's crying while doing it. Okay? Now I'm not gonna say you a boo-boo the fool, because I would never do that. But I'm saying if this is boo-boo the fool, it's giving adjacent. It's giving boo-boo the fool adjacent. This baby is crying, but it's letting you know that dang, like, I done messed up already, girl, leave. But you are consoling him. This baby is giving you white tears. This man is giving you white tears and letting you know that he really done messed up. Please leave. You are consoling him.
I've been punctual on how much I have talked about you in front of other girls, to where I feel like I've represented how I feel. And it's like, I can't do more than that. And yeah, I get how it might have sounded.
I've represented you in front of all the girls. I've talked about you in front of all the girls. What have you said? We watched you. To the other girls, you literally said that you still want to explore. She said, in a plethora of choices, Chris, I will choose you. You said, I still want to explore. Tolu is great, but I still want to explore. And this is as much as I can do. He's saying these things. You are way too pretty. Like, you're too pretty to fall for this.
But I was just trying to be open to other girls, and I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I was trying to be open to the other girls, and I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Hey! You were trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Why? You are giving benefit of doubt. Tolu, on the other hand, in a plethora of choices, okay? In a plate of choices, in a sea, in a fisherman of sea, in a sea of fishes and of fishermen, okay? Me, Tolu Lope, is that her name? Tolu Lope? I will still choose you, Chris. Why? Mind you, she is consoling him. She is comforting him As this baby is saying in his mind that he wanted to give other women the benefit of the doubt. He wanted to experience all the other women's. Once they rejected him and he was about to go home, now he gonna come back to good old Tolu, okay? He gonna cry, all right? He gonna get his little tears on. And then Tolu gonna comfort him. Like the Holy Spirit, Tolu gonna be the comforter. Girl, look at this woman. Y'all, this is the face of a woman that is comforting a white man that did not choose her. This her face. Y'all look. Tolu. 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 How many times have I called you Tolu? Let's hear.
But don't use this as just being weak as like at a point to like get to you. Don't let me guilt trip you.
Don't let me guilt trip you. As you are guilt tripping her, you are asking her not to guilt trip you. And Tolu is eating it up.
Guilt tripping her. I really like it.
This the girl. That's the girl. Zanti? Is it her name Zanti?
Yes, I do.
No more of this testing our connection, keeping shit open shit.
Okay.
Do you want a rematch?
Yes, I would love to. I would love a rematch.
It is always sad to watch women coach men into loving and choosing them. But it is particularly sad to watch a black woman as gorgeous as our good sis Tolu. It just broke, like, you deserve better. Dom wasn't it, because Dom was just like Coney, just all the way Coney. All the men on these shows, they've just been very just like Coney. But I get it too, Loki. This is a game. This is a game. Y'all are here to play. Y'all are here to win the prize, the most perfect match. It's a game. Yes, be mindful of people's feelings. Yes, don't be rude or disrespectful like Kanya. But this is some BS. But even in the BS, you can see people's preferences. You can see people's realities. Even that guy, Jasper, whatever, the other tall black guy here, this one here. That baby was talking to Tolu like Tolu was his long-lost aunt. No genuine interest. Tolu has personality, Tolu has the vibes. And yet you will see a lot of these other women, again, no shade or disrespect to them, but these babies are giving nothing and a half. The things that these men are giggling over, like, oh my God, especially Kaz. The stuff that he was giggling over that Micah was saying, and I was just kind of like, aren't you tired? Like, aren't you tired? They keep saying, all of them, when you ask them who their match is, the description is not Tolu. The description is not Melinda. The description is none of us. Yet, yeah, come on these shows expecting to fall in love. It just was corny. It just was corny. All the men just like gaslighting, disrespecting the women. It was giving nothing and a half. The only people that I feel like I've made a genuine connection is Alara and Stevens. Stevens feels like a good time. Like, he has a personality, he has jokes, he's committed to Alara, although they didn't start out that way, but he seems to be committed to Alara, and they keep doing what they need to do. Harry is just kind of like, come on. That baby is a lie. That baby is a lie. I've never seen men use their tears as a way to emotionally manipulate women as I've seen on this show. Just terrible. And so I'm gonna ask you, what do y'all think happened? Did Melinda and what's her name, Harry, really kiss? I believe they did. I believe they did. Because even as he was quote-unquote keeping things real with Jessica, okay, we saw that some of the things that he said in passing, Melinda said it as well. So there is validity in what Melinda is saying. I think it happened. Now I will say, Melinda, please, don't be the woman, don't be the one that's gonna be here in white people mess. Please. I think you is telling the truth, but please, don't have us finding out that you was out here begging a white man to kiss you on national television. Whatever footage is coming out that we gonna see, please, don't let me find out that you was out here begging a white man. I believe she's telling the truth. And I also believe there's a little bit of validity in what Harry's saying. You ain't had no storyline. There is a truth in what everybody's saying, but let me now. Please don't let me find out that you was out here, okay, kissing white men in the mouth. Begging to kiss white men in the mouth just so you could get a little bit more extra show time. Please don't let me find that out. That would be disrespectful, okay? The show is a mess. But comment down below what your thoughts are. Everybody else, at least I'm just not like, girl. How you gonna put yourself in a predicament just to be vindictive? You know? You said through a lot of things to get back at Harry. Meanwhile, Harry's out here living his best life with Jessica. And then last thing I'm gonna say on Jessica and Harry too. Do y'all notice how sometimes the relationship feels very like mothery? I don't know, the way Jessica talks to Harry. Now granted, Harry is a man-child. That's not a man, that's a child. His behavior, very childish. But the way she talks to him, I'm like, if you're gonna talk to somebody like that, y'all don't need to be together. You're talking to him like you would talk to a 10-year-old boy. Let me explain things to you. Let me explain, like, it's just, the dynamic was just kind of like giving, like, Jessica, you are above that man. Way above that man. And so their conversation at times was feeling very much like she's disciplining him almost. Comment down below if I'm the only one that thought that, but it just felt like very much like, y'all have no business being together. Just no business being here together. And last thing I'm gonna say, this generation of men is just, it is very sad. You know, men used to go to war. They used to be present for active duty. Hell, forget war. Men used to be on the grill. Okay? They used to do yard work. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna mow the lawn, you know, cut the grass. Basic things. But to see this man, Brian, be the #1 gossiper. #1. Just running his mouth from here. On this side he'll say this. On this other side he'll say this. On this other side he'll say this. I'm like, bro, are you sure you want to be with women? Because it's giving you, my sister, should have been called Brigita. It's giving, hey sis. It's giving sister girl. Like, what kind of man loves to gossip to that level? It just was sad. And then to see Elise match with him towards the end, it just was yuck. The whole cast was giving nothing and a half. And so he played both women, was telling lies to the men, just like exaggerating things, just like making up stories everywhere he went. Okay? And then he gonna end up matching with Elise. And so Micah ended up matching with Easy. And I like, my sister, desperation. Hey, that desperation is not a good look. I promise you, it does not go with anything. You put desperation in a skirt, it's not gonna go. You put on desperation in some pants and a crop top, it's not gonna go. Desperation is never a good look. You went with Easy, you went with Coney Easy. Child, the whole show was done. But please, black women, go ahead and get you some kiki and keep it moving. This is not the space for y'all. This is not the space for y'all. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Did you guys like the show? Did you guys watch the show? I have now watched season 1, but apparently Dom already had let us know that he prefers white women's. okay? And so I don't know why Tolu felt as though this connection was gonna go anywhere. Comment down below, let me know, who do you think, you know, has a real connection? What do you think about the whole thing we talked about with Tolu? Let me know everything, and child, what else I got to say? If you like my dress, if you like my earrings, or you know, my low jewelry, I'm gonna link everything on my LTK. That's gonna be linked down here. I'm trying to be, you know, put myself out there a little bit more, and just like let it do what it do. So please subscribe, do all of the things, and I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys on the next one. Bye, Z's.